No, at one point I'd probably be like,
With locations in Shippenville and Tionesta Builder Supply is a full-service home improvement center specializing in everything you need to build or remodel your home. From power tools and accessories to paint and sundries and general hardware merchandise, Tionesta Builders has everything you need to get your project done quickly. Find out more at tionestabuilders.us and like them on Facebook. Looking for fundraising ideas? Need team or sport apparel or promotional item? Call or visit DE Sports Inc. in Clarion. If you dream it, they make it. Contact DE Sports today at 814-226-4871 and visit DE Sports online at desportsinc.espwebsite.com. C&A Trees Gift Shop is stocked and ready for your Christmas and everyday home and decor and gift-giving ideas. C&A Trees located a mile and a half south of the Clarion Mall. Find out more about C&A Trees at 814-745-3232. Like them on Facebook at facebook.com/CA Trees 814. C&A Trees is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Buying, selling, or building a home? Then call Burford & Henry Real Estate today at 814-227-7355. For more than 15 years, Burford & Henry Real Estate Realtors have been ready to help you in your next property search. They are also the #1 agency selling more homes in the region than anyone else. And with their Showcase Homes divisions, their expert consultants can help you with building the home of your dreams. Check out Burford & Henry online at burfordandhenry.com. Burford & Henry Real Estate Services, something different. Since its humble beginnings in 1940 with a one-bay garage on the Clarion River Hill to today's location on Greenville Pike in Clarion, Zocro Motors Truck Sales has been in business for one reason: to satisfy its customers. With a fully stocked parts department, the best service department in the area, and a hardworking and honest sales department, customer satisfaction has been Zocro Motors' top priority. Stop in or check them out at ZocroMotors.com to find out why they've been serving your trucking needs for over 80 years. That's Zocro Motors on Greenville Pike in Clarion. Hi, Chris Rossetti here from D9and10sports.com. I wanted to take a second to tell you about one of the best restaurants in all of Western Pennsylvania, the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg, PA. With indoor and outdoor dining, you can enjoy prime rib all weekend long, or perhaps it is their full wings served on Thursday wing nights that you're after. From celebrating a special occasion to hanging out with family and friends, the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg is the place to be. As they like to say, you come for the food and you stay for the view. Reserve your table today at AlleghenyGrill.com. Fran Morelli Sales and Service is a family-owned and operated used car dealership and auto repair facility that has been serving Brockway, Pennsylvania since 1976. At Fran Morelli Sales and Service, we stock a wide variety of used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. You never have to worry about buying a vehicle from us, with each of our vehicles in our inventory going through a rigorous inspection process to make sure that your vehicle is in the best condition. Call our team of experts today at 814-265-1330 and check us out at franmorelli.com. Need plumbing, heating, or air conditioning services in Western PA? Then call Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Clarion today at 814-226-8695. At Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, we believe that a service-oriented business like ours should give you quality care and a quick response time. That's why we stand on our promise, offering you reliable 24-hour service that gets your job done right when you need it. We can also be found on the web at lutonsplumbing.com. Again, that number is 814-226-8695. Located across the street from the Clarion Hospital, Clarion Rehabilitation Services Incorporated offers a variety of therapies to get you back in the game, including physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and now aquatic therapy at the Clarion County YMCA. Clarion Rehab's CHAMP program provides a sports medicine option to local athletes as well, including providing certified athletic trainers to Keystone, Clarion Limestone, and North Clarion, as well as a full-time ATC at its Clarion location. To find out more, go to clarionrehab.com or call them at 814-226-1356. All right, folks, we're live here with the senior captains of your PIAA Class 1A Championship Volleyball team, the Clarion Lady Cats. I'm Chris Rossetti from D9and10sports.com. To my right, we've got Peyton Simcoe and Noah Anthony. To my left, Corinne Burns and Jordy Best. Ladies, back-to-back state titles. I know some of these questions I asked some of you already the other night, but could you ever imagine that when you started playing basketball, volleyball, that you would be back-to-back state champs?
No. I think getting one is crazy, let alone 2. So, yeah, I never could have imagined it.
I think it was always one of our dreams, like, oh, we want to win state champs. We're working for that. And now that, like, we actually have that, it's starting to sink in a little bit. Yeah.
Last year was last year, and then this year you had different roles, some of you. Peyton, you step into the right side. Noel, you have to step in and replace Brenna, et cetera. How much pressure, was there more pressure the second time to do it the second time, especially with the players that you had to replace?
I think so. I think it was like the same amount of pressure, to be honest, just because it's like a goal that every single team has each year. So it's like a new year. It doesn't really matter if we won last year or not. It's always been a goal that we've had.
Yeah, I think there's pressure just knowing we won last year to win again. There's always just a little bit of pressure.
How do you handle that pressure as players?
I mean, you just look to your other teammates and you stay together, work together, and you kind of forget about all the pressure that you have.
I know it's not always a smooth process. Most people don't necessarily see what goes on behind the scenes, but what did you guys have to do to just stay together, even in times when maybe, like any family, you probably didn't like each other at different times?
I mean, yeah, there's always, like, we were with each other we were together for when we start early June. So yeah, there was like times of disagreement in certain areas, but
Every family has that. I mean,
yeah, we're just one big family.
What as you look back at the last season, what are some of the things that you guys did to just stay loose as a team? I know you talked coming in here about wanting to maybe sing a song to start the to start this interview, but what were some of the things you guys did to stay loose as a team?
Playing music and warm-ups, not like game warm-ups, but when we were warming up in practice, we played music. Playing little games like Zoo and Gigolo. We enjoyed that.
What's on your playlist?
Oh man,
El Chapo. The Backyardigans remix.
I like to win.
Bus It.
I really can't say something off my mind. I don't know. Trying to think.
Can't hold us.
What's that one song?
Automobile.
Temperature.
Temperature, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, pretty groovy.
Inquiring minds want to know if Jordy was dancing to some of the music, like the videos that her dad posts on Facebook to embarrass her.
I always dance like that. I always do. I can't help it.
Just at the end of the day, how much fun did you ladies have playing for Clarion Volleyball?
I had a lot of fun. There was definitely rough moments, but just overall being with all my best friends and like a big family, I had a lot of fun.
I thought it was really fun. My 4 years, each year has been so different with the personnel. Personally, my favorite year was this year because with you were mentioning pressure this year, knowing that like Peyton, Noel, and Jordan were all in the same circumstance, like if we lose, I'm still with them. So knowing that they're by my side throughout the entire situation that we were in, like if we don't get it, I'll still be with my friends after, kind of reassured me and took a little bit of the pressure off.
When you look at some of the memories, and I mean, obviously there's the obvious of winning the title and all of that, but what are some of your other favorite moments from the season?
I actually knew you were going to ask that today, and I was like,
have you done a few interviews with me, Corinne?
Yeah, I have done a little bit. But I was thinking about, I was like, what is my favorite memory? And I really have no idea. So
I just really enjoyed messing with Coach Campbell.
Oh, yeah.
We were like, we're seniors this year. Like, who cares? So
I think messing with Coach Campbell, just like teasing her all season,
yeah,
just kind of made practice a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But we mean that from the bottom of our hearts with love. Like, we just enjoyed messing with her.
It was fun.
I always had fun with like the summer tournaments at the very beginning of the season, just getting to see like what kind of potential we had for the season. That was a blast. And then we would stay overnight at hotels, have a blast. The freshmen this year, they were fun.
Yeah.
Some pool fun.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to say it?
We probably should keep that one. to
Some things are
ourselves.
better to be left unsaid, right?
We'll leave you guys wondering.
Peyton, your maybe favorite memory from the season?
Definitely the summer tournaments. Those were definitely the best moments.
All the work that you put in that leads to a championship, it takes a commitment level. At what point in your volleyball playing life, sports playing life, did you decide that commitment was worth it?
Well, it was worth it as soon as we knew we were heading there. As soon as we saw some playoffs just doing really well together. Yeah.
Along those lines, did you ever think about the commitment level that you were going to have to make when, say, you were in 8th grade or 9th grade? And was it ever something that, maybe you talked among yourselves about, with your parents about, anything like that?
Personally, for me, no, because I grew up through it. All my sisters did it. I didn't really have a choice. And it never really crossed my mind. I never really thought, I couldn't imagine doing a sport without expectations that Coach Campbell gives us. I wouldn't want to go into practice and just mess around all the time. I like going and lifting and working hard. I enjoy the commitment that it takes to be a part of Clarion.
I didn't really think about the commitment, and then 9th grade, that was my my 9th grade year. I'd only been playing for 6 months, and I at that point was like, this is crazy. These people are nuts. I was like, this is I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But then after that, I started realizing, wow, what Brenna's doing right now, that's going to be me someday. I got to work towards that. So.
Noel, you grew up and, your brothers had the opportunity to play in a state championship game in baseball, and that was kind of a surprise. But, being able to see that back in 2017, you're the little sister. Was it something that, hey, I want to better my brothers at some point in time?
I mean, I always thought, they got a silver, I'm going to get a gold. Now I have two. Ryan, I'm not making fun of you. I know that's not a subject we like to talk about. So.
It's okay. I do that with my dad all the time.
Because Jordy's dad played football at Keystone, for those who didn't know, Matt, and he was on the state runner-up team at Keystone. So.
And Dad, I am making fun of you because I have 2 gold and you have 1 silver.
I'm in a situation where I can't trash talk because I'm tied, and there will be never another situation where I can get another one because I'm done. But so right now I'm tied 2-2, and I'm still.
Peyton, you kind of feel like the one left out in all this and all this part of the conversation.
No, I mean. Sometimes I rub in Christian's face just for the fun of it, afterwards. But
it's all in good fun, because I know that all of your families really support you ladies and what you're doing. Just talk about how important that family support has been to getting to where you're at.
I mean, it was awesome seeing how excited my dad got. I love watching my dad get excited whenever sporting events come, because the only other thing that he gets excited about is hunting. So anything including me, I get excited whenever he gets excited. But he was all into it. As soon as we beat GCC, he was all into it. He was looking at Bishop Cannon's schedule and everything.
Personally, for me, my parents played a huge part in who the player I am today. My dad dedicates his week to driving me down to Pittsburgh all the time, and my mom has been a huge support for me. She's been my coach, my mom. So my parents, they get those medals too. It's not just me.
All of my family comes to support me, grandparents, cousins, and I thank them all the time because I definitely wouldn't be the player I am without all the support from my family. So
yeah, having your parents and grandparents that are supporting you was good, and having through the whole playoffs, state championship, all of our family was there. And they were basically our fan section.
Yeah,
they really were.
Pretty awesome. The whole season, they really pulled through.
We love our family.
Yep.
It seems like every one of you but Corinne had to change positions at one point throughout your careers. Just talk about making those sacrifices of maybe not playing a position that you could play all 4 years. It takes a special dedication to do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, me moving to right side after playing middle for 2 years on varsity. I mean, it was a little bit of a change, but it wasn't one that I was scared for or nervous about because I thought I could do it.
I mean, I was always backup setter, but like last year I played like DS, so I wasn't really that much different. I still practice with setters, so wasn't that much of a difference.
I personally really liked my position change because, well, as I got older and I wasn't playing JV, my junior year, it was Corinne and Erica on the outside, and that was my position. And I was like, they're both way better hitters than me. So I was like, maybe I'll be libero. And with outside hitters, you pass a lot too. So I still had that experience. And when I started out as libero, I loved it, and it's my favorite.
And then at Warren this year, you kind of got forced into coming out. Was it at Warren that you got forced out of coming out of libero and going back to outside hitter?
Yeah.
Talk about making a transition like that in basically right out of warm-ups.
Yeah. Well, Nan rolled her ankle, and then coach looked at me and was like, come here. And I was like, no. It was kind of fun though, but I was so nervous because I hadn't hit in like Lord knows how long.
I mean, you go from being a libero where you're not even supposed to like touch the ball in front of the kill line to now all of a sudden you're an outside hitter.
Yeah. I enjoyed it though. I had fun.
I really enjoyed watching Jordan because she took care of us that game.
Thanks.
In that game, I thought was key maybe to your season in a lot of ways because you guys really didn't face a whole lot of adversity a year ago. And you hadn't really faced a ton of adversity in regular season action, not so much tournament action, but regular season action until that point in time. Mm-hmm. To rally from a 2-1 deficit and show that you could do it without a full complement of healthy players, how much did that help in your confidence level going into the rest of the season?
It really helped knowing that we have a lot of depth in our team. Knowing that if Peyton, Noelle, Jordan, and I, if we happen to go out because of contact tracing, like I have full confidence in my team that someone could step up and replace each and every one of us seriously. It doesn't like demote what positions we play, but just shows how awesome our team is with incoming freshmen, our sophomores, and our juniors.
Not to embarrass Corinne, but
oh gosh.
That semifinal game where she had 33 kills and basically, I don't want to say put you guys on her back, but she put you guys on her back in a lot of ways. When you have a player like her, does it make everybody else's job so much easier?
I mean, it definitely helps. It's not, I mean, you don't rely, but they can get the job done. But it also comes with having a good defense behind you, having people backing you up. But she's definitely good.
Thanks, Peyton.
and then, you actually saw, I don't want to say the reverse because it wasn't a reverse, but, a team maybe like Sacred Heart gets all pumped up to stop Corinne, and then the rest of you can come in and fill in some of those gaps and, just talk about that and the ability to attack from so many different places.
I think using Peyton as the right side, and even Sacred Heart's coach said something about it. He said using your right side was smart. Peyton did an amazing job right side. She got 6, 7 kills. I don't know, something.
6, I think it was.
Yeah, and then even using the middle, it's it doesn't really matter where the ball comes from as long as it hits the ground. It's a point.
Talk about how the team grew. I obviously broadcast a lot of your games this year, and I could see it, whether it was you, Noelle, getting more comfortable in running the offense, or you, Jordan, as the season went on, seemed to really find your flow at libero, or you, Peyton, getting more comfortable later in the season from what you were expected to do from the right side. Just talk about how you guys just stuck with the process.
I just don't think we ever lost hope or something. If we were having a rough practice or even a rough game, I think we just all knew what we were all capable of, and so we had trust in each other and just kept going.
Practices. How much more difficult are Clarion practices versus most of your matches?
A lot. They are a lot harder. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah.
Very intense, high speed. And I think that's why we are so successful, because practices are so intense and they put us in situations that we might see in the court. And when we played that much, the more you play, the better you see the ball and you read the ball. And I think us practicing all of our lives, starting in June to November every year, the more we play, the better we get.
One of you mentioned to me on Saturday, it might have been you, Noel, about did you see the other side during warm-ups? In other words, did you see our backups, our JV players during warm-ups? And it was funny because I wasn't doing video and just audio the other day, I had more of a chance to maybe pay attention to that. And I'm watching them, and I started coming away with the feeling maybe they could have won a state championship. Did you kind of feel that way, that maybe the best competition and that's not to denigrate any team that you played, but just because of how the program is set up, I feel like sometimes the best competition you got was in your own gym?
Yeah, exactly. I think that especially in that game, warm-ups were more tiring than some parts of that game. Like, they did such a good job on that side, and I was impressed. I was thinking to myself, wow, this team has a future, a bright future.
What are some of the lighter moments from the season that maybe people don't know about that you're not too embarrassed to share with the public?
Well,
The one day Coach bought us all little pumpkins, and we wrote a bunch of stuff on it that we wanted to let go of, and we smashed them with hammers.
Oh, cool.
It was really cool. I liked it. What else did we do?
I'll never forget. There's a varsity court. This is what Jordan loves to say all the time. There's a varsity court and there's a JV court. And I don't know what we were doing on the varsity court, but we looked over and the JV is running.
They're sprinting
back and forth from the end lines. And all you hear is Mrs. Durish, Coach Durish, screaming, "Excuses are for losers." And I think that will go down as probably like.
I wrote it on her board up there.
Yeah, I actually was reading it, and that's why I thought about it.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing ever.
Well, I know there had to be something going on at Trinity, like our summer camps. I mean,
When we made fun of Coach for just saying like she was getting arrested just because some of our freshmen lost their bags and security took it and a lady stole them.
so we were at the mall, and our freshman Natalie, she set down her shopping bag and then came back 10 minutes later and it wasn't there. So there was this big ordeal, and Coach is talking to the security guard, and I snapped a picture of it. So there's like an exchange going on, and it like kind of looks like Coach is getting arrested, but that's another good memory. What did we do for team bonding?
What about bus trips? Like, you guys took some long bus trips this year. What were those like? Is it everybody just listening to their own music, doing their own thing, or is there more camaraderie going on?
Do you know what I'm gonna say?
I don't know, but some of us like to just take our listen to our own music in our own zone. I personally don't like doing that. So I'm over here bothering Noel, coming to Jordan, coming to Corinne, trying to find someone to talk to, and they just want to sleep. But
yeah, I'm trying to sleep, and Peyton's slapping me, telling me to wake up. I'm like, Peyton.
Yeah, I've taken some pretty good naps on those buses.
I think in the beginning of the year when we started traveling to go to summer league, we would take this van and the seats were so uncomfortable
And dirty.
So I just found myself just laying on the floor at one point. But let me tell you what, those were the best naps ever, and I wouldn't replace it.
Well, speaking of the vans, can't forget about Mrs. Durish running into a building.
Oh yeah.
Because she ran into a building with her van.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always the first person to be like, I'll ride with Coach.
we also stopped to get ice cream for one of our players' birthdays, which was super fun.
Yeah.
When was that?
And I lost my $20. I still don't know what that was.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but
Noel, does your dad know about that?
Now he
Well,
does.
well, yeah, but
You guys are quack.
No, he definitely heard.
Well, that was
you.
good.
That's okay. He doesn't know how to work the internet.
Bonnie, if you're watching, don't tell Rob.
yeah, but Clarion Volleyball memories always will hold a special
Yeah.
little place in my heart.
Yeah, there'll be memories that I'll never forget. I'll keep with me forever.
I've been working on a story kind of about the success of Clarion Volleyball. And I know I talked to some of you guys on Saturday about that, but also reached out to some alumni. And we're talking alumni, we're going back 20 years now. And it seems like they all have the same story to tell about Coach Campbell and how important it is to what she's done to bring Clarion Volleyball to where it is. And I know, Noah, you talked a little bit about that with me on Saturday, but how great has it been to play for her?
I mean, for me personally, like right after her daughter graduated, she kind of took me under her wing, and she really helped me during the summer, setting like 2 hours after weightlifting, and she'd really put so much time and effort into me, and I can't thank her enough for that.
Growing up through these 4 years, starting off as a little freshman, I had no muscle on me. She always encouraged me to put some muscle on. I have great days with her, great bad days with her. It's just like, it's a mother-daughter feeling. Some days you hate her, some days you love her. And Coach understands that.
Yeah.
I'm like her kid, kind of, in ways. During the volleyball season. Okay, someone else speak right now.
Three of you are multiple sport athletes, and you're playing basketball, you're playing softball, and you're the only one that's pretty much committed to just volleyball. How the three of you that are playing other sports, how are you able to balance the demands of all the sports to continue to give the time and energy that you needed to give the volleyball?
Well,
That's a good question, so I don't even know.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's definitely hard sometimes because, like, when you're in volleyball season, that's your main sport at the time. But I'm also very big into softball, so sometimes it's hard to choose between. So, like, all the week we have volleyball, and then Saturday we have a volleyball tournament, and then Sunday I'd be going to softball, either games or practice. So it's definitely a lot, and you get very tired, but it's all worth it in the end.
Last thing, when you sit around the Thanksgiving table 30 years from now, what are you going to tell your kids, your spouses, your friends that might be sitting there with you?
well, that's a good question. Let me think about it.
Well, I'll let them know that I was a winner 2 times back to back.
In 4 district champions.
I'll tell my kids they'll never be able to beat me in volleyball. Like, there's no chance. I'm better than you. No situation that you are.
I think maybe
You're
just
not
to
good.
cherish every moment you have in sports, because you're not going to have it for the rest of your life.
True.
That's nicer.
That is nice.
I don't know what that
I'll tell them all that I love them. That's about it. And then I'll start.
Well, like, I say that
Something
because
like
my
that.
mom says that, like, I still haven't surpassed her level of skill. So it makes me want to play better. So hopefully my kids will take that drive, be competitive like me, and try and beat me out. But until then, no.
Well, ladies, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for everything that, you bought into what I was doing, what we were doing as a company and things. And you were always willing to talk to us after matches and before matches and to do something like this. And so from me to you guys, thank you. But folks, that's it here from Clarion High School. Thanks for joining us. And this will be archived on the website as well. And yes, the rock out symbols are going up now.
Oh, no, this is a llama.
Oh, okay.
This was our team thing.
Oh,
We
okay.
got-
Talk about it. We're still on the air.
Is that me who started it?
I don't know. We always made really weird.
No, you did start
I
it.
think I did.
Because
don't
I was
know-
like, that's so fun.
I don't know why, but one day at practice, I think I was just going like, yeah, something like
And
that.
we just
And then it just kind of like
And it just became your
became
thing.
a
we'd
thing.
like bring it in and be like, yeah, on 3, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think we got coached to it a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach this season was really just the best part of it. Like, I do feel bad in some ways, but we had the best time messing around with her. But
We
some
really-
days, like, I'd make a face at her, and the next day she'll make a face at me. I was like, why'd you make that face? She's like, that's what you do to me all the time.
She really brought that sass back. Like,
She really
brings
did.
it back.
I would give it to her, but she'd
She'd bring
give it right back.
Well, ladies, again, thanks for everything, and good luck with all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hold on, we're still on.